Hey everybody, I'm sorry excuse me, I'm so late. Do you know when you have to reset your router, your whole system, do the little 5 second thing? That's what I had to do this morning, and then it takes forever to get back up and going. So I apologize that I am so late, but I made it here. If you're here, say hello. Hi, Carol. Hi, Connie. It's very rainy, drizzly, and chilly outside. So, and I have my space heater on. I hope that noise. Can you guys hear that in the background? Because I'll turn it off if you can hear it. Let me know because it's kind of cranking out the heat and it feels so good. Um, I'm not going to just go through my rigmarole. I do that every time. Hi, Donna. Stampin' Up is having a 15% off certain papers this month, the month of October, and it seems like their inventory is doing fine. So if you go on to theplaidpoodle.com and click on the Shop Now button, it'll take you to my page, and you can it'll have a whole section to show you which papers are on sale. Hi, Mom. Other than that, I had my sale. I got rid of probably a half of what I had, and I still have a lot of stuff left. I'm going to just start selling it online. I will let you guys know, but if you live local to me, I hope you can't hear that ding. That's my emails coming in. Let me see if I can quit that. There we go. The stuff is actually still in the back of my SUV. So I have already made an appointment with one gal who was unable to make it up north. Hi, Betty. To purchase or to see what I've got. So I made an appointment with her for tomorrow. It's supposed to be a pretty warm, nice, clear day here in Kansas City. And I'm just going to open my trunk and she's going to look through it. So if you live local to me and would like to make an appointment to do that, I would be happy to comply with that. So just message me or leave a comment below and I'll get in touch with you and we can arrange a time tomorrow. If you want to come and look and see, I have a gajillion stamp sets. The paper went like hotcakes. I still have a little bit of paper left, but it seemed like everybody was really interested in the paper. So I still have a lot of selection in the stamp sets and the bundles. So I would be happy to open my trunk and let you go through those things tomorrow, or I'll probably put a table out in there for you to look at. Okay, let's get started. The card we're making today, this is the paper we're going to use. It's Heartfelt Hugs, Heartwarming Hugs. I love this paper. It's got such small print. And I love using smaller prints for backgrounds because they're almost like a neutral. Lots of stripes and dots in very traditional Christmas colors. So we're using this paper and we are going to make this card. You just ordered that paper. Good. Whoops. Here we go. I think I have my camera too low. I'd like for you to see what I'm doing. This is the card we're going to make. Oh, look at the stripes, how that's working. We're going to use some scraps to punch out these ornaments. And I think it's kind of a good old-fashioned Christmas card. And that's kind of what I was going for. I kind of wanted a quilt look for the ornaments. And this paper worked really well for that. So what I did, and I'm using the bundle from the Holiday Mini. It's on page 19. I'm using the Christmas Gleaming stamp set and the Gleaming Ornaments punch pack. And Stampin' Up! Has put this whole thing in a bundle. If you're interested in the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper, you save 10%. So you get the stamp set, the ornament punch pack, and the paper. This paper is gold foil, copper foil. It's beautiful paper. It was a top seller last year, so they brought it back this year. So if you don't have a holiday mini, let me know and I will get one out to you. Alrighty. First thing we have to do, and I meant to have this all done before we all got here, but the internet, is kind of make a patchwork. So I just took a little scrap of Whisper White and little scraps of paper that I cut into strips. But I used all my scraps for my sample. So let's cut a few scraps right now. And I did these in different length or different widths, from 1/2 inch to about a 1/2 inch to 3/8 is how I kind of determined my strips. But you could use big strips, little strips. That one's probably 1/8 of an inch. It doesn't take many, and what you'd probably want to do is cut out of scraps, but I haven't been into this paper much, so we'll just make our own scraps. They're just little strips, and you don't need very many. And this paper all coordinates, so that makes it nice. You don't have to worry about them all matching. Let's see, how many strips did I have? 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a big strip. 4, 5. 1, 2. Let's add a couple more. I'm trying to pick a sheet that I've already cut from, so I can leave my 12 by 12s. Oh, I like this paper because it's got the green gingham on it. Okay. Sorry you guys had to watch that. I really meant to have that done. Oh, there's another one. Okay. I think I'll cut one in half just for a little variety. There we go. I've probably done this before on a card. Oh, there went my... I have a little stand down there and I missed it. Okay, so then I have my little scrap of Whisper White, and you could just put glue all over it, but I just did it this way. And then we're going to punch this paper out. Let's put one of these narrow ones. Hi, Chris. You just want them to kind of butt up to each other. And since we took this paper from the same packet, we know they're all going to coordinate because they all use the same colors. So that's always nice. Now I don't know which one I want to use. I like this candy stripe. I'll put it on. And I really like this gingham, so I'm going to put it on. It looks like we have room for one more. So there. Okay. So now we have this little scrap of strips of paper glued on here. And we're going to take our punches and just punch. I included 2 ornaments on mine. I almost did 3, but I thought it looked good with 2. And then we probably have enough to do another one of these. Maybe the little one. Hate to waste, right? There we go. We probably won't use that, but I will save it for a different project. Okay, now we're going to take our card base, and I took an 11-inch by 4 1/4. I scored it at 5 1/2 to make my card base, so it's half of an 8 1/2 by 11-inch piece of paper. And then I took a piece of the from the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, this stripe, and this is, I think it's 3 by 4, 3 1/2 by 4. So you could make 4, 8, 12. You could make 9 cards out of one 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Math is hard. And then I also took a piece of Pear Pizzazz. I pulled that color out of the paper, and it is 2 1/4 by 4. And I embossed it with this fun new snowflake embossing folder. I love it. And I'm going to glue these together to fit on the front here, but I want to put my ribbon around, so I don't want to adhere them to the front yet. So I'm just going to kind of put some glue at the very top of this Pear Pizzazz, and then kind of just set it. I'm moving all over the place. I'm just going to set it on the card front, because these are going to overlap a little, to make sure. There we go. So when we adhere it down, there's an 1/8 of an inch on all sides, or around an 1/8 of an inch on all sides. Then I took just some satin ribbon. It is from Stampin' Up. It's the Real Red satin ribbon, I think. It's just called satin ribbon, and it's out of the annual catalog. And I took some Stampin' Seal Plus. This is a little stronger than the Stampin' Seal. And just put a couple of little swipes on the back here where those 2 papers meet. I've got glue on my surface. Oh, that's a little low. Maybe if we do it this way. I just want to cover up that seam. And I'll probably just put one tiny little dab right in the middle to kind of hold that ribbon in place. So I've just adhered it to the back. Make sure it's straight in the front. I've got a little adhesive up top here. We can take care of that. I'll take care of it once we put it down. And then I just want my plain old Stampin' Seal. My plain old Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to put it on the card front. I love it already because I love stripes so much. I don't know why. I didn't want to use liquid glue, but now I wish I kind of had. Pull that up a little bit. There we go. Okay, I fixed that goober. All right, now we're going to just put our ornaments on. But first I put a little gold topper on there. So I took a scrap of gold. That's why I never throw away any of my scraps, because you can use these for the tiniest little things. Tiny hearts. So I'm going to just punch out 2 of these little ornament toppers. I'm going to cut it straight across. Okay, so I have the 2 little ornament toppers. Trim that up a little bit better. And I'm just going to glue those on to the top of my ornaments. Okay. Then I put them on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Oops, they all want to. I think I've got that one up a little higher. And then I'm going to put that one. Are these on here straight? Sometimes from my vantage point, unless I get right over top, I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. There we go. Then I took a little length of some gold cording, and this comes from the Forever Greenery combo that's in the annual catalog. And I just did a couple of little bows. Me and my bows. There we go. So let's go ahead and make one more while we're here. So I have a question for y'all. Why do smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors always lose their battery and start chirping in the middle of the night? Why don't they start chirping at 10 a.m. or 2 in the afternoon? Why do they wait till 3 in the morning? That is my story. And my one little dog, Maggie, she is so afraid of loud, high pitch noises like that. So at 3 in the morning, she is freaking out. She starts scratching at the window, scratching at the door. She wants to go outside and get away from it. And then I have to listen because where is it coming from? That's the hardest that's another hard thing to do, is where is it coming from, for heaven's sakes. So while she was out in the middle of the night, fortunately she doesn't bark out when it's nighttime or there's no other animals out. So she was quiet out there, and I just kind of stood and I listened, and I just tracked it down. It was down in our furnace room. And then she's hesitant to come in, and she's black as night, so she's very hard to find in the dark. So I'm out there whispering, Maggie, Maggie. Oh my gosh. I finally coaxed her in with the word, I have to spell it because they're right here, T-R-E-A-T. She came up to the porch and I was able to pick her up. Okay, there's my ribbons. I'm going to trim up. But it always happens in the middle of the night, it seems. I think they're programmed to drive us insane that way. Okay, make those a little short. Okay, then for the little sentiment, I'm using the Merry Christmas from the stamp set. And I'm using Real Red ink, pulling that from the paper as well. Our base was Real Red. I don't know if I mentioned that. And you know how I like to use my Stamparatus when I'm using the red rubber cling stamps, because then I can make sure everything's straight. So this is a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White. I'll trim it up after we get it all stamped. That magnet's kind of in the way. And another reason I wanted to use my Stamparatus is I want that background to be really solid. So I knew if I did my Stamparatus, I could stamp it several times, and that red background would be really solid. I'm going to wipe my hands off so I don't have Real Red all over everything, like Monday's project where I had black all over everything. Okay, get our card back on here. Then we can just trim this down. And I just popped this up with with Stampin' Dimensionals as well. Okay, I'm going to trim that top. I hate to do this without my trimmer. Here's my long scissors. Pretty good. Okay. I just popped it up on the bottom with some Stampin' Dimensionals as well. There we go. Make sure that's straight. Excuse my head. There we go. Wasn't that easy? Now the inside, we could put I've got a 4 by 5 1/4. Let's see. We've got Merry Christmas. I'm going to put the Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly on the inside of that. And I will try to do it straight. And you know what? A recipient of this pretty card would not even care if it wasn't straight. They would be just so tickled to death to get such a lovely little card. Make sure that's as straight as I can get it. Go ahead and use the Real Red. Do it this way. There we go. Not too shabby. I love it when that happens. I'm just going to see if there's something we could stamp on the inside to give it some fun. We could stamp the holly and color that in. I think I'm just going to take the small ornament and the Real Red. And pop that down here at the bottom. There we go. Okay, that's the card. It's kind of like a crazy quilt, the ornaments. I think it gives it kind of a homespun look, or a, what is it, the farmhouse chic that's going on right now. There went caught it. So if you did up like a bigger piece of the scrap paper and did your strips, you could just, punch out several ornaments at a time and make several of these. The measurement for the designer series paper on here, what did I say? It was 3 1/4 by 4. So you could get 9 cards out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So that's quite a few cards. Stripes look kind of weird on camera. But I think they would make cute little Christmas cards. And every week I make a card and I think, oh, I think this is going to be my Christmas card this year. And now I'm thinking maybe this one. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Laura. Thank you all for popping in today. Like I said, if you're local and you're interested, I'm making appointments tomorrow to just come by my garage and look at what was left from my sale. After that, I will start posting online and doing it that way. But just message me or comment below, and I will get back with you, and we can set up a time for you to just come by and glance and see if there's anything you want. Alrighty, you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next Monday for Make It Monday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.